Hearing the birds sing pretty this morning makes me feel like I shouldn't even say anything and make any of my awful noises, but hey, we got to get to work here. CB here, the No BS welder here at NBS Welding. I want to thank you for joining me. Been working on my buddy's trailer, but log yard down the road has got a hold of me, and I stopped by there yesterday to take a look at an issue they got with a grapple. And it's one of these situations where if we don't get on it and do something about it, the situation can get a whole lot worse in a hurry. So I am going to take some time to work on this grapple. I made a pattern to do some plating while I was there yesterday. I didn't shoot any footage of it, but I'll show you the pattern. All it is, 3 pieces of duct tape that I stuck on the side of the grapple, and you'll see later why it is shaped the way it is. And then I've come back here and I stuck it on this plate. Now I'm going to be making a pattern for the old school pattern torch, and what I'll do, since normally I would go ahead and I need 4 of these. Normally I'd go ahead and just trust it and burn all 4 of them out. But the log yard where this needs done is right down the road from me. And it being as close as it is, I'll probably just burn one and run down there and hold it up on the grapple. Because like I say, it's so close, it's worth checking it before you burn the other 3, because it's only going to take a minute to do that. Let's get a pattern burned out here. We'll get the pattern cleaned up, and we'll burn one out, run it up the road, and see if it's going to do what we need to do. So stay with us. Let's fix this grapple for him. Got us a plate burnout to try. Let's jump in the old blue blazer and go burning blue blazes. We'll run down the road and see if this thing will fit. Every once in a while on this old blazer, the wipers won't work, and you gotta wiggle the wire where it goes into the wiper motor. Actually, I had a post on Facebook about it, and one of my buddies, viewer, Apollo, he made a comment saying that that wiper control board, they were notorious on these vehicles, on these blazers, for having a bad solder joint in that thing. I've been meaning to message him and ask him if just replacing the wiper motor would fix that, because I've been thinking about putting a wiper motor on it. I figured putting the whole motor on it would be the easiest way to fix it, if that wiper control board is even in the motor, and I don't know that. So I don't know. Leave me a comment if you know anything about the way these damn wipers quit on this 2000 Chevy Blazer. You see that red octagon shaped sign back there? It says STOP on it. And here in central West Virginia, that means slightly tap on your pedal. I don't know what kind of grapple you like, but this one here's the Barco flavor. Ouch. Obviously looking at something here that this situation could get a whole lot worse in a hurry. A lot of times on stuff like this, you'll even find it getting worse as you're working on it. You know, more cracking there than you think. But let's take a look at this plate. Just see if we're even close. I like it. Obviously, we would want to gouge out everything we can and get good welding where it's cracked. But then after that's over with, having 4 of these plates to weld on there, it's definitely not going to hurt anything. So let's go cut some more of those. Feel like I should make as good of a recording as I can of that tag right there, because I think I'm going to end up cutting this corner off of this plate, and there's no way I see of I seriously doubt that tag will survive. That model number 5052 looks like maybe a -A-B21-P5-12, serial number 742322, made in Canada. Yeah. Back at the shop, we're ready to cut out these plates we need. The only adjustment I made, I actually did make a little bit of adjustment to the pattern. I made that hole bigger. I felt like it was too close to the pin to weld it, and I'm probably going to want to weld around the inside of that. So made that a little bigger, and we'll see how that does. I think we're ready to go ahead and burn out some plates. All right, we got our plates and brought them over here to do some doozins. This crack right here, whenever I gouge this out, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a regular cutting torch and cut that crack, blow it all the way through. Pretty much take 1/8 of an inch out. That's going to let a little bit of my flame in there when I go to scarf it. If you can scarf this the way it is. It's going to take a lot more heat to get in there and get any scarfing done unless you open it up where you can let your flame in there. I won't mind too much if I only end up with an 1/8 inch or 3/16 gap from running a torch straight up through there, because that'll help me so much that welding that gap up's not a big deal. I've got a couple different torches I'll probably use on this. I've got the regular cutting torch that I was telling you in the situation with that crack in that plate. The first thing I'll do is just make a cut right straight through the thing. And then I've got a 90-degree with a scarfing tip on it. I feel like that's probably going to get deployed as the second one, or at least right after this on that side. And then I've got this straight torch with a scarfing tip. I would probably get it out right away to cut this tag off the top and cut this weld off and a bunch of that weld, and I'll have to see about what I'm going to do across here, because we've got this crack right here and that plate's going to have to be removed to get to that. This one kind of concerns me just because I'd love to take this whole plate off there, but if I do, I'm not going to be able to weld it back on the back side. This thing would have to be disassembled to do that, and I don't think that's going to happen. I know it's not going to happen today, but if I look back in there, where I can see about to the center of it, that is not cracked. The weld bead's not. I brought an extra piece of 3/4 inch plate. So if I cut some off there and need to put a piece on, maybe we can use that. And I got my plates, so let's do some gouging. Before I hit that with a grinder, I figured I'd get a shot of it. It's going to be people say, oh, you got to have a carbon arc to do that. I just looked at the video. There's a 3-minute section where I used the straight torch to cut through there. The scarfing torch was 4 minutes. I just did that in 7 minutes. And it's opened up just fine for me to get in there and weld. A carbon arc's a good tool for this. I would certainly use a carbon arc. I don't carry a big air compressor and a carbon arc on the super service truck. There are times where I got a compressor I can take with the carbon arc. I use a carbon arc at the shop, but using torches as long as I have, and having all the I've got over a dozen torches, all different for different applications. Using torches as long as I have, and having the selection of them that I do. Do you have to have a carbon arc? Nope. I think I'm done torching. You saw where I gouged that out. And this is unfortunate to some extent. The fact is there's a crack in this top plate that's extending underneath of there. But like I said, without disassembling this machine, I'm not going to gouge farther than I can weld. What I'm actually going to be doing here as a repair, I'm going to make a little block that'll fit over here in an open area here and there. And basically the weld that I'm filling up is going to start in the bottom right there and go all the way to the top. So right there where that's cracked, where that plate's cracked, that's 3/4 of an inch thick, when I get done welding on it, I will have welded that up with a 7018 out here on the end until it's 1.5 inches, more than 1.5 inches thick. I found a crack here and gouged it out. And of course there was that one there. So we'll be putting those welds back in. I could take off welding on this thing right now probably without doing any grinding, but I am going to do some grinding. And not just clean it up for the welding, but also it gives me another chance to really look at it. You know, when you do some shining up on it, if there's cracks that you didn't see before, you might see something. So I'm going to clean it up. A lot of times you would fill something with a, like on pipe, you might fill it up with a 5P plus or a 7010, and then you might cap it with a 7018. That's how they do a lot of pipe welding in the oil field. Fill it up with pipe rod, cap it with a low hydrogen. I just welded that up with a low hydrogen, 1/8 inch 7018. I'm about 120 amps there, and I'm going to cap it with a pipe rod. The reason why is it's almost full, and I don't want to go over full because I'd have to grind that off to put my plate on. I'll take a pipe rod and just put a thin layer on that so that I get it full without overfilling it and having to grind a bunch. Want to get a shot of this before I get welding too much on it. So that, yeah, I've made this little block as the corner, but all of this and all of this is going to have to get filled in. Trying to stop that crack right there at the edge. You know, it's right lined up with that that sleeve that pin swivels on. You know, something I wasn't thinking about till just a little bit ago. One of them guys here the other day when I was here showed me a pin that they had in this thing that broke. And it makes me think maybe that this damage could have happened because that pin broke, and of course they were using it and didn't know the pin was broke. If that's the case, that's a whole lot better, because that means that probably, unless the pin breaks again, you know, this crack that we got might not happen again. I don't know. Yeah, you never know. Just something I was thinking about. Now, I'm going to have issues filming. I don't know how much I missed out of the last stuff I was trying to video, but my phone shut down for overheating. It's hot out here, and I put it in the truck and turned the air on and got it cooled down enough I would get a shot of that. And I'm gonna try to keep my phone cool and a little bit of battery. I don't want to get this all welded up and I can't even get any video of it when it's done. So yeah, I'm gonna keep going on it. We're all welded up. Quite a lot of fill in that. But I did everything I could to eliminate that crack that was existing right there. This is where we had the crack running up through here. And that one, you know, I felt like that one needed that plate. I plated them all. A little bit more weld on everything, just about. So that's it for this. That's it for that little project. Thanks for watching. Learn how to work with what you got. That way you always have everything you need. Hey y'all, CB here in the break room at NBS Welding. I'm hollering at you about the NBS Welding t-shirts. We've still got NBS Welding t-shirts with the NBS Welding on the front, big NBS Welding on the back. We have had a lot of orders so far, which a lot for us doesn't take that much, but we got the American flag right here on the sleeve. We do still have t-shirts. It helps the channel if you buy a t-shirt. If you think you'd like to have an NBS Welding t-shirt, please get a hold of us. Send Tina an email request to nbswelding@aol.com. We have had some people order t-shirts, and of course we want to give the shout out and the thanks for helping the channel by ordering a t-shirt. And we have got a lot of compliments. These are good quality shirts. People have mentioned that they're good quality shirts. They're comfortable and everybody likes them. Haven't got any complaints at all on the t-shirts that we mailed out. So $25 plus shipping for a t-shirt. And if you send the email request to Tina, nbswelding@aol.com, and she'll figure out where you're at, and she can figure out what it's going to cost to ship it to you, and we'll get it done. All right? So thank you.